Because if we break that, we could easily paint down to that. This is no man's land. We do want to fill this. This is weak structure. And when you sell those calls, those dealers who are then buying those calls back from you, and that's probably where you're getting clapped, right? I'm closing my trade here, opening my trade here. That's my momentum. Okay, there we go. Got the drop. We actually get that break below 60s. That would be an extreme drop there. Still doesn't want to break these 60s. Whew. We made 5 figures. Whew. Playing chicken with this market, man. This market, they certainly don't make it like they used to. 10K used to be so easy to make in this market. I was up 6K and then breaking 60s gave me an extra 4 on top. So there you go. Let's go, chat. Who else caught that? Drop a W in chat. Drop it. This is where 60s broke, but I just don't trust it further down. Right here, I just don't trust this, dude. It's so hard for me to hold through this. Like, even though, because if we break that, we could easily paint down to that. This is no man's land. We do want to fill this. This is weak structure. But for me to hold that, like, is it worth me forfeiting 10K and only walking away with like 3K in profit? Probably not, dude. And that's where it's just like, that's the hardest part. See, look, and then we're bouncing. So smart, but also you feel like you're underperforming. You also feel like you're underperforming because it's like, man, you only made 10K there. What if you could have made 50? What if you could have made 100? But it's just like, dude, but if you start thinking like that, you're gonna start blowing your load, you know, everywhere. It's gonna get like, imagine if, do you know what an egg beater is? If you took an egg beater and you put it into a carton of yogurt, imagine what that visual would look like, right? You take an egg beater, you stick it in an open carton of yogurt, imagine what that visual would look like. And that's why you just don't wanna blow your load everywhere. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't think I can do a follow-up trade here. I really don't, because part of me thinks that, so what, does anybody know what sparked the sell-off? Let's start there. Does anybody know what sparked the sell-off? Sorry, I should probably keep this on stream. By the way, that looks visually uninteresting there. There we go. That looks cooler. What sparked that sell-off? Dude, Victor, thank you. I'm giving you another free month. Do you want another free month? If you don't, it's up to you, man. You want another free month, Victor? Exactly right. It was Microsoft. And what did we talk about before the market even opened? What did I clearly talk about before the market opened? I said, one of the things that we need to watch for is what? What do we need to watch for? Because what happens at 9:30? What is available to trade only after 9:30? Thank you, Sander, DBE. God, on the ball. This is what I love about our community is that we're literally Miyagiing people in here. Yes, correct. It's options pressure. So when people are selling, look at Microsoft's chart. Look at how similar it is to what we're seeing in the NQ here. Do you see? Look at how similar that is. Because if you were in calls in Microsoft at 512, you certainly want to be getting out of those calls at 555, at least a portion of them. And when you sell those calls, those dealers who are then buying those calls back from you are going short the equity to be delta neutral and hedge their position in the contracts because they're buying those calls back from you. Does that make sense? Are you all on the same page? That's why that happens like that. So one of the things I'm watching for, here's the one thing though, I will very rarely enter a trade before the market opens because if I want to get positioned before the market opens and then we get a reversal after the market opens, I don't want to be in and out of a position. I'd rather wait for confirmation of a move. For me personally, here's how I answer kind of the walkthrough of everything. If I know that I can almost guarantee myself close to a 5-figure trade, or in this case, it is a 5-figure trade. If I can guarantee myself by being patient, what do you think the better strategy is? Waiting for confirmation or jumping in early? I jump in early, I would have made more money, but I don't have confirmation. One of the things that you really want to be focused on in your trading, one of the things that I think is going to be the ultimate cheat code to your trading. What do you think it's going to be easier to do? You're 3 inches away from the pin and you're golfing and you're trying to sink that putt, or you're 3 meters away and trying to sink that putt? Obviously, the answer is you want to be 3 inches from the pin to sink that putt. It's going to be a lot easier. But what if I told you that both of those putts were going to pay you $10,000? You would always go for the putt that's 3 inches from the hole because you're going to nail it 99.9% of the time. Unless you've had too many high noons and maybe you'd tap it the other way. Who knows? But what you want to do as a cheat code in your trading is understand that you as the trader are the person primarily in control of that scenario. You are the person who sets up, am I putting for a gimme or am I putting 3 meters from the pin and it's got to take a little bit of more finesse? You want to find yourself in a situation where you're just going to tap that thing in, and it's completely and entirely up to you. It is entirely up to you as a trader to find those setups in the market and trade them. Because if you can do that, then you can stop wasting your time taking too many trades, over trading, I'm yapping right now and the market is going down. I'm not taking it. Why? Because this is a 3-meter putt. This isn't a 3-inch putt. Look at that. We're bouncing. Why? There's probably a level to the left, but it's not giving me as much confidence. So you start entering the market when you're in here and you're like, I'm gonna short it, goes up, now I'm gonna long it, goes down, and then you're twisting yourself and you're going all over the place, and God, I wish the market would do something, you're over here, and the PCE doesn't do anything, you're driving yourself crazy. When in reality, all you had to do was find a little patience within your trading self and wait for that 3-inch putt to appear. If you can do that, I promise you, you will get closer than ever to consistent profitability. If I can make $10,000 in a single trade there, I know that there's somebody out there that's listening that's saying, dang, I wish $10,000 could be my whole month of profit in trading. Dude, it can be. One of my best buddies trades like 6 times in an entire quarter, if that. So that's on average about 2 trades in every single month. But he takes the big boy trades. I'm talking like 200, 500, even 1,000 contracts. He takes big boy trades. He's got a lot of money. He takes those trades that are those 3-inch putts. And if he's wrong, he doesn't care. That's it. He gets a trade wrong. He's like, yeah, whatever. Tried it. Whatever. Didn't work. It was wrong. But he moves on. But like a trade like this, just imagine that he was the guy who's like, okay, we broke out these sizes. This is just like his perfect trade, right? We broke out of that. Okay, I'm gonna go net short here, start building a short. Takes a little bit of heat because maybe his average is like right around here. Takes a little heat, and then let's just say homeboy is short 500 contracts from 780, and he closes right here at this midpoint to 660. That's 120 points. 500 contracts, 120. Wait, where's my calculator here? See, now I got to get my calculator. Times 500 times 20. That's $1.2 million in the morning. He makes $1.2 million. Pays about $300K to the government, calls it a day, and goes back to bed. Next trade is when? I don't know, 2-3 weeks from now, who knows, whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? Because he's waiting for the 3-inch putt. He's not messing around, spinning his wheels, driving himself up the wall. I gotta take this, where am I drawing to? I gotta take this and 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 this. I could have taken that, I didn't. I waited for more confirmation down here, got that, nailed it out here, boom, about 50 points, $10,000, call that a day, right? Make trading easy for you, because in the long term, if you're making it hard for yourself, you're gonna be spinning your wheels for a longer time until you finally come to that epiphany that says, hey, why am I making it so hard on myself when I can just make it easy on myself? I know what the good setups are. I just need to find it within myself to be more patient. Because if I can be more patient, then I can be that guy who goes out to lunch and can't even figure out a tip, but I can make $1.2 million short in the market when it sets up for me just perfectly. Now, there wasn't a time that I was even looking for longs today, and that's simply because the options pressure. Somebody's asking me, why are we dropping it right now? Options pressure. When you have an extended move like that, you're gonna have options pressure. You're gonna have a retracement. Are we all on the same page here? Drop a W if we're all on the same page right now. I wanna make sure. So again, this is why, like, you know, this to me is like you're getting in late. Here's a lot of things too. Being a momentum trader, you saw earlier how everybody started typing in the wrong keyword in, well, they started writing the correct keyword in the wrong chat. Everybody started spamming it in the YouTube chat, right? Everybody's writing the keyword even though I said don't put it in YouTube. But there was momentum because somebody saw somebody doing it, they didn't hear me say anything, and the next person's doing it, the next person's doing it. Before you know it, we have momentum. A lot of things about being a momentum trader as adjustment is that the hardest part about being a momentum trader is just trusting your system and that you have to get in when you have to get in. Here's the biggest problem. Most people are waiting till consolidation for a move. And yes, if you waited for that consolidation, you got a beautiful trade down, up, down. This one too, 1, 2, 3. But here is your problem, is that if you're waiting, you're like, I need to wait for the market to settle to get into my trade, and you're not playing the reversal of that trade, you're gonna be wrong on 2 reversals here, right? But maybe finally you're correct on that reversal here. The problem becomes is that if you are trying to be a momentum trader and you're not catching the move somewhere in this zone where the momentum is taking place, you're gonna be late to the move, and then you're gonna be trying to pick up the pieces. That's the issue. So if you're trying to be a momentum trader, follow momentum, find strength within you to get into a momentum trade while the momentum is happening. Stop waiting for the momentum to be over, and that's probably where you're getting clapped, right? I'm closing my trade here, opening my trade here. That's my momentum. Obviously, I would have loved to open it here, but it was before the market opened, doesn't fit in my system, didn't take it.